to pilot a spacecraft.
You were cybernetically engineered to be a douchebag.
Stop it.
Quill, later on tonight, you're gonna be laying down in your bed. There's gonna be something squishy in your pillowcase, and you're gonna be like, what's this? And it's gonna be because I put a turd in there.
You put your turd in my bed, I shave you.
Oh, it won't be my turd. It'll be Drax's.
What's up, everybody? We're getting ready for Avengers Infinity War, so I'm continuing with my character origins. If this is your first time tuning in, I try to make comic book characters easy to understand for people who have never read a comic book or have never seen a movie. Maybe you just seen a trailer and you want a general understanding about a little bit about who the character is and their powers and abilities, like can they fly, do they shoot lasers, things like that. Some channels get a little bit too much into detail, and I feel like they don't make it easy to understand for, just normal people who never were in the comics. Today I'll be talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy. The leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy is Peter Quill, also known as Starlord, mostly to himself. I don't think nobody else even calls him that, but yeah. He is half human and half alien. His dad is not Ego. His dad was actually from another sort of advanced human race. It's sort of an alien race, but they look humanoid. With this, I guess, hybrid he does have certain abilities that a human wouldn't have, as far as healing himself, reflexes, stamina, durability, things like that. He gets most of his abilities through that suit he wears, that jacket and those pants and the boots. All those have different abilities as far as giving him more strength and the ability to fly. He does have the ability to breathe in space for a period of time without any helmet. That helmet that he wears allows him to actually breathe longer, but even without the helmet, he can survive in space. Peter Quill actually has cybernetic enhancements, giving him basically a cybernetic enhancement in his brain, allowing him to recall any instance that he ever had in his life. So if you ever see him breaking out of prisons and things like that, it's because he has the ability to recall anything, like tunnels to turn down, passcodes, passwords, all those sort of things. He also has cybernetic enhancements to his eyes, giving him advanced eyesight, so he's able to see all sorts of energy and see a skeletal reflection of the person that he's looking at, so basically see any of your weak points. He also is an expert in hand-to-hand combat with weapons and swords and guns, and any sort of weapon you can name, he can use it. Those guns that he got, they're actually called elemental guns. He got those from his dad. Those guns use all the elements surrounding him, and he can fire off what he chooses. So it's kind of like it based off his imagination. What he chooses to shoot at you, that gun will shoot, whether that's fire, lightning, water, or I guess earth. I don't know what type of earth. I guess like a energy or a wind blast or something like that. But yeah, so those guns are based pretty off of him, and can nobody else use them. Next up, we'll be talking about Rocket Raccoon. Now, Rocket Raccoon is from a place called Half-World. On this planet, the animals were cybernetically enhanced to be basically like prison guards, because it was an insane asylum for human beings and aliens and just anybody in space that got locked up. And Rocket Raccoon was the lead ranger of the whole colony, and that colony got under attack, during a war, and he basically escaped. He joined up with Peter Quill and the Guardians of the Galaxy. And Rocket Raccoon's cybernetic enhancements include a cybernetic enhancement to his brain, allowing him to be basically able to fly any ship or fire any weapon. He was trained since he was basically born in any sort of weapons training, so that's why he always has all these crazy weapons, and he's able to make things like on the fly. That's because of all the cybernetic enhancements to him. He does have strength, speed, stamina, durability. He's not like bulletproof. He can't fly or shoot any like energy projections or anything like that. He does have all the basic intellect or enhancements that a normal raccoon would have, as far as like normal sight and speed and sense of smell and things like that. But with the cybernetic enhancements, it basically increases all those. All right, next up I'm going to be talking about Drax the Destroyer. Drax is actually human. Or originally was human. His name was Arthur Douglas, and when his family was killed by Thanos in the Mojave Desert, Drax was also killed, and his soul went up to Kronos. Kronos put his soul inside a super warrior body known as the Destroyer, and henceforth Drax the Destroyer was created. Now, Drax the Destroyer only mission was to kill Thanos and get revenge for his family, and he basically did that. But after he did that, he was killed himself by Moondragon, and then he was resurrected because Kronos said Drax the Destroyer's soul will never die. So every time he dies, he's basically is resurrected. His abilities include superhuman strength. and durability. He's like the Guardians of the Galaxy versions of Hulk. You really can't hurt him. It's no forms of like, you can't shoot him, you can't stab him, you can't beat him up and kill him eventually. But like far as like him resurrecting, he'll always come back. So really, it's no point. He does carry these two daggers. Sometimes in old versions of him, he used to be able to fly and shoot energy projections. But as far as the Marvel movies, I don't think they're going to go there with that. Next up is Gamora. Now, contrary to popular belief, it was not Thanos that destroyed her homeworld and all the people. It was actually Adam Warlock and the Universal Church of Truth. Thanos just came along afterward and picked up her body, and she was the last remaining member of her species. He took the body, brainwashed her, enhanced her cybernetically to make her an assassin, and sent her out throughout the galaxies, killing people and killing different, I guess, whoever stood in his way. She eventually turned on Thanos and regained her memories and things like that. But the cybernetic enhancements that she has include the enhanced ability of healing. She's able to heal herself from, I guess, significant amounts of damage. She's abrasion proof. She can be shot. She cannot fly, but she can leap like very, very high. She has advanced speed and reflexes. She's an expert in hand-to-hand combat and with the sword training especially, but she can use all sorts of weapons. The number one thing people ask is, can she beat up Black Widow in a fight? And the truth is, in the comic books, they have gone back and forth, but she will, because she is enhanced in certain ways that Black Widow is not. Now, I think if Black Widow was to catch her by surprise, she could probably assassinate her. Black Widow is an assassin, but in a straight up hand-to-hand fight, Gamora would be Black Widow. All right, next up is my man Groot. Groot is from Planet X, basically unknown. On Groot's homeworld, there were other tree-like beings like himself. He was known as a scientist on his homeworld and pretty much shunned because, well, in the earlier versions of Groot, he was kind of darker because he experimented on humans. But in later versions, he ended up being really friendly to all mammals and kind of taking care of them. So that made him like ostracized on his planet because the other tree-like beings really didn't give a damn about mammals or humans. Well, when his homeworld was destroyed, Groot is the last being of the planet, and he ended up joining Peter Quill and the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, Groot's powers or abilities include he's able to grow to an unknown size. So, I mean, he can stretch his limbs and grow as tall as he wants to. He has self-regeneration. So all that has to be left of him is a twig, and he'll grow back, just kind of like you've seen in the first two movies, I guess you could say, from Guardians of the Galaxy. He also has superhuman strength. So he's able to, like you've seen in the scene, lift up several tons at one time. No problem to him. And yeah, so that's pretty much all you pretty much need to know about Groot. And last but not least is the newest member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Mantis. Now, Mantis is very much stronger than what she appears in the movies. In the comic book, she is a telepath, stronger than that of Professor X. She can communicate with the eternal gods directly, including the goddess of death. She has the ability to teleport anywhere in the known universe. She can communicate with all sorts of plant life and even some animals, commanding them to do what she pleases. When she fights physically, which really never happens because she is so strong, she basically can use her spirit form and make herself invisible to where you can't hurt her with energy or with physical attacks. So she basically can go into a form where you can't even touch her at all. But if she chooses to engage in physical combat, she uses pressure points, this sort of priestess style. And in this style, she basically attacks your body at all the pressure points, making you basically immobile and paralyzed. She did it so good that it worked on Thor. So that's how strong she is with those paralyzing points, that she put Thor on his ass and he couldn't really move or do anything. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, y'all. I hope this basically gave you a better understanding about who the Guardians of the Galaxy are and what you can expect to see from them in Avengers Infinity War. If you did enjoy this video or learned anything from it, or like or subscribe is much appreciated, y'all. But anyway, I'll catch your ass out there in the universe.
I don't use my head to fly the arrow, boy. I use my heart.
You shouldn't have killed my mom and squished my Walkman.